I'm sure many of you have read or heard stories of how to capture a monkey. Apparently, at one end of a coconut, they open a hole that is just big enough to allow a monkey to put his hand in. And inside the coconut, they place a banana. However, the hole is too small for a monkey to remove his hand when he grabs the banana. And on the other end of the coconut, a string is tied firmly so that it goes to a tree trunk. So that as matters how much he pulls on it, he's not going to get away from this. In the meantime, the trapper hides behind the bushes with a net, and then the monkey smells the banana and is attracted to it. He puts his hand into the hole and he grabs the banana, after which it is impossible for him to escape because he just can't let go of that banana. Suddenly, the trapper casts a net over the monkey and he traps it. Now, I think this is what happens to the man in the gospel today. The rich young man gets trapped by refusing to let go of the banana. Let me explain what I mean. It's not that the rich man is living an evil life necessarily. And we know this because Jesus tells him, you just got to live the commandments. And what does the young man say? He says, "Teacher, all of these years I have observed from my youth." It's obvious that this guy was not bothering anyone. He was probably going to synagogue every Sabbath and living the rule of the law. He was a good guy, doing all the kind things in many ways. But then Jesus, looking at him, loved him and said to him, "You are lacking in one thing. Go and sell what you have and give to the poor, and you will find treasure in heaven. Then come follow me." And then I think the next verse is the saddest verse in all of Scripture. It says, "At that statement, his face fell, and he went away sad, for he had many possessions." He went away sad, for he had many possessions. You see, Jesus was inviting this guy to a deeper relationship with him, but the guy was trying to live with one foot in the world and one foot out. And the rich young man chose the world over a deeper relationship with Jesus Christ. And he knew he was wrong because he walked away sad. He couldn't bear to let go of the banana that trapped him in the world. He was holding on tight to that. He chose to let the world kill his joy and suffocate love. He knew exactly what he needed to do, but he wasn't willing to let go of the banana, so to speak. And I couldn't help but think, how often do we do the same exact thing in our lives? What's the banana that you can't let go of, that has you trapped, that's killing your joy, that's suffocating your love? Are you an angry person and lash out frequently, but refuse to admit that you might need counseling, or at least try to go to counseling? Do you continue to hang around people that gossip and lead you into that gossip, but you don't want to cut them off because then you won't get all the news? Are grudges holding you trapped, but you're too prideful to let it go and actually talk to the person? You know, those are some of the I'll call them the emotional possessions. But what about the material possessions that trap us? Like the television. Is the TV holding you trapped for 2 to 3 hours or more each day? Do you find the news infuriates you, but nevertheless, you don't want to turn that TV off and not listen to it for the whole day? Keep it on all day long. Do you find that you're not the same person when you drink alcohol? You say or do things you would never say or do if you were not drinking. But you don't want to stop drinking. And the same is true for marijuana. You know, people refuse to let go of the banana, and consequently, they remain trapped. And any mention of going to our Catholics in Recovery program is met with astonishment or disdain. And people are too prideful or embarrassed to admit they have a problem. But I got news for everyone here. There's not a person in this church that's not broken in some way. Every one of us is broken in some way. And the only way we fix that is when we admit it and try to fix it. And today, I'm going to bring up the touchy subject. Our cell phones can be one of the biggest traps of all. Now, admittedly, cell phones are one of the greatest tools, but admittedly, they are one of the worst tools. I think this is the question that Jesus would be asking the rich young man today. He would say, "Give me your cell phone, then come follow me." And honestly, I'd be willing to bet you, and I'm telling you honestly, $1,000 right now, $1,000, that 95% of the people would walk away sad because they could not bear to let go of their cell phones. At a bare minimum, think about this. How many times you might run out of your house and have forgotten your rosary? But if you forgot your cell phone, you'd go running back in for it. Anyway, at a bare minimum, I wish families would have a docking station in their homes where everyone would surrender their cell phones at the door so that families would actually talk to one another, laugh together, sit at the kitchen table or the dining room table, whatever, and have a meal, talking to one another. And I would be especially interested to know, and I'm very serious about this, I would like to talk to any parent that could give me, because give me a legitimate reason, a good reason, because I can't seem to come up with one, but if you can give me one, I'd be very happy to accept it. A good reason why your teenage son or daughter needs their phone after 8 o'clock at night in their bedroom until 8 o'clock in the morning. What emergency does your child in your home, under your supervision, need to have their cell phone in their bedroom from 8 o'clock at night till 8 in the morning? I'm telling you, during those hours, a lot of things go on that shouldn't go on. in their bedroom, in your house, under your watchful eye. And you know, that goes for adults too. The addictions to social media, to pornography, and simply scrolling on your phone mindlessly. It's astonishing. You know, the only reason I think people should have cell phones in their bedroom at night is if you're in a job where you're actually on emergency call. I do have mine, and I admit it. I have mine on my nightstand, but I actually don't touch it unless it actually rings. Like the other night, I got called out to go and anoint somebody that was dying. But if it pings or if it does anything else, it is ignored. Anyway, my point in all of this is that when Jesus spoke to the rich young man, he looked at him with love. He looked at him with love. And what he did was he held up a mirror to the young man so that he could see that he was too attached to his wealth. He was killing his joy, and he was suffocating love. And unfortunately, the rich young man was not willing to face what he saw, and so he went away sad. What are you not willing to let go of when you look at yourself in the mirror? What are you choosing over a deeper relationship with Jesus Christ? What's the banana in your life that you cannot let go of, that's holding you trapped and causing you to walk away sad? Now is the time to take the steps, to let go of whatever it is, and experience true freedom, lasting joy, and the fullness of love.